This is ST-321, code clearance blue. We're starting our approach to deactivate the security shield.
Hi, I'm Paul and I'm with my mate James and welcome to Code Clearance Blue, a show where we discuss all things Star Wars from our home here in the UK.
We would be honoured if you would join us.
I've been looking forward to this.
Can't remember, but it's episode 11.
Who else knows?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Code Clearance Blue. We are talking episode 10. No, episode 11. Who else knows?
Well, clearly you don't.
I don't know. Who else doesn't know?
Episode what?
So episode 11, New Territory, of Andor Season 2. Yeah, so we're just going to do quick reviews of each episode. And this one was another corker, really. The aftermath of the hospital of Lutheran sort of being, dying, and sort of Clara's sort of escape from Coruscant, or not escape. We don't know. So this was really good. And also Deirdre's interrogation.
Yeah, so what really stood out for me at the beginning was they were running around the hospital and they were like, we believe it might be a team of 3 that did this, because they had the explosions over the other side and everything. And I was like, it's just Clea. Like, she just knows what she's doing.
Clea is sorting it all out.
Isn't it? Properly. And then old matey boy who's taken over from Dedra.
Yeah.
It's just like he's arresting, hospital managers left, right and centre.
Yeah, he's just going for it, and the hospital sort of, the hospital manager was like, no, you can't shut down my hospital. And he's like, right, you're arrested. All right, then, you shut it down.
He's like, all right, you made your point.
Yeah. But then, so they're just sort of, she was arrested in the previous episode, and then now this time she's being, it wasn't interrogated or such, it was just in a room.
Yeah,
clinic.
I don't think she particularly appreciated it. What I liked about the whole thing is, like, even though she's so ambitious in pursuit of making the Empire as good as it can be, the Empire will still hang you. You know what I mean? Even if you do one slight thing wrong or misstep or something like that, it's just like, and she's sitting there before the door opens and probably rethinking some of her decisions, I would have thought.
Yeah, it was, and it was a really good conversation, because she doesn't crumble at all, really. She sort of stands her corner, like stands her ground and fights for herself, doesn't she?
Yeah, but Krennic's fucking naughty in it though, when he does that whole thing on top of her head.
On her head, yeah, that's weird.
That was really like exerting his power over her at that point.
Yeah.
But you're right, she does stand her ground, and she keeps saying, oh, we need to go and do this now, we need to go and do that now, like to get the accomplice and stuff. And he's just like, I'm sure we'll do well enough without you, or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Krennic got given loads.
A bit about Edu research group, and what do you know about girl and 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 all, you know what I mean? All the sort of bringing up all this, about the Death Star, and she's like, but it came over my desk and just happened to read it. He's like, you've been reading this 2 years, love.
She's like, I didn't read all of it.
Yeah. Sort of going through it,
That did strike me a little bit as odd, that he was just like, stop wasting my time. What's the one word that that no one else does? And she's like, Death Star. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, surely it's called Project Stardust, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just sounded really jarring to hear Death Star in that sort of environment. I don't know why. I just thought they might use the project name, or or just call it the weapon or something, rather than because I always thought the Death Star was like what everyone else called it because of what it can do,
Yes.
But without going back and watching A New Hope again, and I feel like I should know it really, but I don't know if any of the Imperials actually call it the Death Star, maybe. I don't know.
They just call it Battle Station a lot, don't they?
Battle Station is fully operational. Yeah, it's a good shout. But anyway, so she gets kind of left out in the cold. And then we cut back to the hospital, and there's like old Bob on the security cameras, isn't it? All right, lads, how's it going? You all good? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got that footage for you. Yeah.
Nah, that camera ain't around. Don't work that one.
They replaced it with the old BS-29s, didn't I? I told them not to. They're no good, them ones.
And they're like, oh my God, she's really good. She knew that.
And then he's like, oh, my cousin's applying for the ISB. And the geezer's like, well, good. Then I only have to tell you once to shut up and get on with it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. So I thought he was going to be like another, in episode 9 when those two techies are just like, oh, we've locked it by accident and all that. I thought he was going to be another one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But just turned out to just actually be talking the truth that there was missing cameras and stuff. But
sort of being a bit useless.
Yeah,
but it did slow them down a lot. So
it did, yeah. To be fair,
whilst while she was sort of digging a hole in the safe house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, God, she went back to the safe house, didn't she? Because I've just remembered from episode 10, which I don't think we mentioned in our last episode, our last episode of Code Clearance Blue, that bit when she goes to steal the uniform.
Yes.
The locker room. That was quite novel, wasn't it? It just popped into my head.
Like it unlocking using a sort of really good.
It looked like
coding machine.
It looked like it could have been a game show from like the 1980s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which circle are you going to pick now?
Yeah. I would say this episode 11, is the strongest one out of the 3.
Okay.
Which is odd, sort of being the middle one. Do you know what I mean? Sort of her plotting her escape, and then you think the Empire sort of. The ISB are onto her because of the code, you know what I mean, and her trying to get this old radio, which is where she's at the moment. She puts it all together again, and them trying to hunt her down. You know what I mean, and Deirdre sort of helps her out, like saying, "No, she'll be expecting that. No, she'll know that you'll do this. You need to find old signals. There was no, you know what I mean."
Yeah, I think Deirdre is very conflicted in that moment because she wants the hunt to come to a successful end, but she doesn't want to help that other geezer.
Yeah,
and like I love the way he walks in and she's like, "Oh look, it's Young's best friend," and he's like, "We're not really that close."
Yeah,
all the backbiting and backstabbing and everything. It's just some quality,
crazy, isn't it?
So good. But we finally get a little look at Cassian, don't we, for the first time in this block of eps as well. So we cut to Yavin and the boys are just having a night in.
Having a night in, drinking lots of booze.
Bit of boozing, bit of gambling.
Yeah, lovely.
And K2 gets a good starring role as being like...
He does, yeah. He's really good in it, isn't he?
He's like, we played 829 games or something and you've never made a move this bold before. And they're like winding him up. And
yeah. Completely winding him up. The droid.
That was good.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
And then we see the boy.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I thought we might sort of not lose him, but like because obviously he's not in Rogue One as much, you know what I mean? So then you just think, oh, maybe they just put him in the background a bit, but he's still sort of prominent in these eps, isn't he?
Yeah, totally. It goes back into the shack that he's sharing with his missus, and she's like, "What have you got hiding under the bed?" I was like, back in my day, I'd be like, "Oh my god,
she's found them." Back in the day,
it's amateur photography.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously he's got that little receiver thing that we see that's picking up Claire's signal on the old network or whatever. And so she's trying to make contact. So he tells Cassian, and then Cassian again is just like, going off. I'm going out.
Yeah, he's proper rebel, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to give him some rules and restrictions and must have a flight plan and all this doesn't have. I'm just fucking going. Yeah.
He's like, Wilbur, tell him we're going on a test flight, yeah?
Yeah, test flight. And
then Draven's just like, where's he going now? Where's that U-wing going? That bloody U-wing.
Just going straight back to Coruscant, straight to the Empire.
Yeah, straight into the heart of the Empire. No worries.
That's it. My lines then.
That was quite good. So yeah, so they're streaming out to go and rescue her, and then there was a little scene with Partagaz and Krennic, wasn't there? That was quite good.
Yes. Yeah, because Partagaz says his line where he says, "I'm surprised you kept it a secret for so long." You know, which is actually true. I mean, you know, it's a good point. The amount of people that know about this thing, you know, and like keeping it quiet, and he does have a point.
Yeah,
a lot of this stuff is looking like his fault for not, you know, being.
I think he mentions that it's been a decade. He's been working on it for a decade, hasn't he, or something? Yeah. And we get shades of Krennic from Rogue One, where he's like, "We're days away from like being ready," and it's like, "Oh yeah." And then Partagaz is like, "Save the sermon for Palpatine." Brilliant. I was like, "Yes, come on." That was cool.
Yeah. And then the other guy's like, "So what are we doing then?" Fucking find her. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Did you notice this? You know, like in Rogue One, when they're getting ready to go to Scarif, and Bodhi's like in the cockpit, and then Geezer on the thing's like, "What's your clearance? Like, where are you going?" Did you notice that it was the same voice in this as well, where he's like, "Oh, you can't leave. Where do you think you're going?"
Oh, really? Was it? It was the same one.
It sounded exactly the same. Yeah, I was just like, brilliant. Geezer's got a job for life.
Yeah, totally. It's like keep saying, where are you going now? Where's your flight path? I don't need a flight path.
Brilliant. And then obviously the Imperial was now led by, I forget his name, but basically the male Deirdre in it, basically.
Yeah.
They go to Lutheran's shop to find like more clues or anything, and I loved it when like the techie Imperial was sitting there, and they're like, "Oh my god, they've like meshed these two things together and bypassed it onto the next door system to like avoid detection." Really great, like brilliant. And the geezer's like, she's like, "Oh,
don't do it. Shh, be quiet. Yeah."
That was good. Funny. That was good. But he didn't melt it enough, did he? Because the signal started beeping through. She's like, "How can I trace something when I haven't got?" Oh.
Yeah. Good. And then sort of, that was quite a good little scene. I like that scene. And then I think then we go back to Andor. Yeah, going to Coruscant. He lands in Coruscant.
Yeah, so he's like, "Right, Kay, you stay with the ship again."
Yeah.
And he takes Melshi along for the ride, which is good.
Yeah.
And they like start sneaking up, but then the Imperials are getting ready as well, and we've got a lot of helmetless stormtroopers knocking about in this ep, isn't there?
Yeah. So I was going to talk about that.
Okay.
Obviously, it's like some sort of Navy SEALs sort of special forces, aren't they? And they've got the sort of half a stormtrooper outfit on, but obviously got little caps on. So yeah, I thought it's quite an intriguing, because obviously you need troops that are better than stormtroopers, a bit further up. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we've seen ones in, you know, like riot police ones in sort of, you know, Gorman, like the last batch of eps. Do you know what I mean? So this is felt very sort of Navy SEALs, you know, SAS type people or special forces, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go and get Osama bin Laden, that kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like literally storming into
a small 6 people or 4 people, you know.
Yeah.
But go and get insurgents. So and it was really good that they sort of knocked all the communication out as well, where obviously Andor was like, "Okay, K2, you know, tell us what's going on." And obviously the whole thing they just knock it all out.
Yeah, but then did you notice it looked like they had a PKE meter?
Oh no, didn't see that.
From Ghostbusters, you know, when he's like holding the thing.
Yes, like, because again there's a nice bit where they're just Andor's having a chat in the fucking safe house, and you're like, "Come on, you gotta get out," you know what I mean? And then they go through, and then they're one floor down, you know what I mean? On the fucking, brilliant.
So good.
That's why I thought this was really good, this sort of ep. And it's only purely because you think, okay, how are they going to escape? You know, is there a back door that they've not told us about? You know, I mean, which they mentioned later.
Yeah.
But then it's so obvious, obviously K2 just get an idea, like they're going to need help, you know?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I think that's the start of the next step, isn't it? But Clay is obviously very mentally exhausted. She probably hasn't like eaten or drunk anything for quite a while as well, and she's just rambling on and on about like Galen Erso and Kyber and all that sort of thing, and they're just looking at each other like. I mean, it did take a long time for them to be like, we need to get out of here. I mean, it's like, it's the whole point.
That's it. Completely didn't realise how much. How close they were to them.
Yeah, and then the imps work out that they're like one floor below, so they need to come up, and then they start skulking. I mean, this episode actually ended on a proper cliffhanger, didn't it?
Yes, that's what I liked about it. It was like a proper. I mean, I do like this episode as well, to be honest, because it is sort of the escape. But it was a proper cliffhanger coming out of the left. That was the sort of last shot, you know.
Totally. Yeah, it was really good because I was just like, wow, they're going to literally these 3 episodes take place in the span of like a day or two, isn't it? Like,
yeah, because they kept saying like, oh, you know, we found this information yesterday, you know, which was episode 10. You know?
Yeah.
So it is sort of real time, you know. But yeah, no, it was really good. So I really loved the corridor stuff and sort of like these sort of stormtrooper sort of uniforms, and the fact they give one to that geezer as well, you know what I mean, like a little bit of armor.
Yeah.
None of this armor works because obviously every time I get fucking shot, you know,
mate,
it's pointless, really, isn't it?
I was thinking that myself. I was like, this stormtrooper armor doesn't protect anyone ever.
No,
you know? But did you notice who the lead stormtrooper was? He's very British bloke. I didn't, but I kept looking at him thinking, I feel like I've seen him in something. You know, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
But it left us on a cliffhanger, and for the last episode to take us home for that and for the entire series. So
yeah. So obviously, then they're just going down this very, very long corridor.
Yes,
takes ages, and and then who comes out? It's Matey Boy comes out, doesn't he? Out the door and sees them, all 3 of them.
Yeah, but I think that's the start of the next step, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That's the start. That's not the end of this ep. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is just literally the left, isn't it? The end of the ep, which is great.
Paul can't be left with cliffhangers. He's got to keep it going.
No. I was fucking straight on it. I'm like, come on, skip. How the fuck do they get out?
Brilliant.
Because in this moment, I'm thinking, well, she must die.
Yeah.
Because we don't see her ever again. But these 2 have to escape. How do they escape? Obviously, got K2 involved. Maybe there must, like I said, there might be a back door or something. You know what I mean? Like there must be an escape hatch or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think out of all of them, this was probably the best cliffhanger.
Yes, I think it was the most cliffhanger that we had.
Yeah.
Across the whole
Felt
series.
like a proper TV cliffhanger. Didn't it?
Like literally, we're going to pick up from this like the next episode straight in.
Yeah.
Which they do,
cool.
which is good.
That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely, yes. Let us know what you thought of episode 11. Find us on YouTube and TikTok, Code Clearance Blue, at UK Star Wars Pod on Twitter. Please do get involved. Been having some great chats over there again, mate, recently. The old Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's always a joy. Every day I wake up and check it. Just get some absolute feel bits on there.
Well, yeah, if you want to have a little bit of banter.
Yeah, if anyone nice wants to come and have a reasoned debate about anything, that'd be such a nice surprise. Please do. That'd be great.
Instead of like, why is Mace Windu not in this episode?
Oh, don't. Do you know, I watched an interview with John Boyega yesterday that he recorded recently, and he said Mace Windu's still alive. I was like,
no way.
John, come on, man.
Come on, man, you're not his son.
It was a really great interview, though. I did link it on our Twitter because John's in really good form and he's very open about talking about all things Star Wars. So it's worth a look. But okay. So episode 11 done, left on a cliffhanger, and we'll do the same to you as well. What's going to happen next? Check out the next episode of Code Clearance Blue. On behalf of Paul and myself, may the Force be with you all.
Starting our approach, deactivate the security shield.
Security deflective shield will be deactivated when we have confirmation of your code transmission. Stand by.